Welcome to Brolapse, the fisting podcast that goes deep. Explore my life, views, and raw, unfiltered conversations with the creators that are redefining kink, connection, and the fisting community. Hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Brolapse, and I'm so excited today. I have a friend of mine who I haven't seen in a very long time. We filmed together back, I think, when I was in Barcelona, right? Obviously?
Yeah, Barcelona.
Barcelona fun.
I think it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was like in that like white hotel room, that like all white hotel room. Do you remember that? It was like Airbnb.
I think it was an Airbnb.
Yeah. It was so fun. So I think this episode is going to be really special because I, as you guys are aware, recently suffered a perforation in my colon. And so I had watched Barcelona Fun. Do you want me to just refer to you as Barcelona Fun? Like the whole. Like,
No. I'm Saul, your
Saul,
friend.
okay. Yeah, Saul, your friend. Yeah. So, Saul, I watched Saul's journey, and it was heartbreaking for me to watch just because I care about you a lot. I think I like you a lot. And so, and then it seems like almost as soon as you got your reversal, I suffered the same injury. And so you were one of the first persons to reach out to me and like tell me that you're concerned and whatever. So I'm just really excited. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hey guys. Barcelona Fun, but my real name is Saul. I'm not afraid to use it. So yeah, as you mentioned, I had a colon perforation in 2023, October 2023.
Oh, wow.
And I got my reversal surgery last October, so it was 2024. And now I'm back to the business.
Yay. You give me
And
hope.
yeah, and of course, I was very, very concerned about your injury as well, because I don't know, it changed your life. So, and also because I like you were my fantasy. Like,
Shut
I
up.
was like, I need to meet this guy. And when you text me for a collaboration, I was like, I cannot believe it, because I was just starting my creating content. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet this guy, and I was like super scared. Like, I was super nervous because I was like, well, yeah, but you were like, to me, you were like superstar, and I was like, I'm afraid I'm not going to be capable to satisfy this guy. I don't have the skills. I'm not like him. I'm completely opposite. I'm short. He's tall, blue eyes, and I was like super nervous. And then you were like a super chill, fun, lovely guy.
Cool.
You know?
I had a great time. And do you remember how I goofed up and like I re-edited our video twice?
Yeah.
I'm usually so organized, and then like but like so much time had passed and I'd forgot to mark it off on my spreadsheet that I had edited it, and then I went ahead and redid it.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so I'm gonna preface this episode by saying that I have a naked boy sleeping in my bed who's snoring a little bit, so we might hear that in the background. So it'll be like removed in the background noise. It should be quiet, but if we see
Someone had a fun night.
So I did. So, and like I yesterday I had my surgical follow up, and my surgeon was like, so have you tried fisting? Have you tried like fisting yourself or getting fisted? And I was like, hell no. I'm like, are you kidding me? I just had this injury. And he told me to give it a shot, and I gave it a shot, and I got fisted last night again for the first time, and I cried my face off.
How did you feel about that?
I was terrified. Terrified. But I mean, like once we got it in, I was just like, I started crying because I was like, I didn't think I would ever feel this again.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my, and it was like, it was really like, I know that I got the okay from my surgeon. He told me, he's like, you're good 24 inches inside of you. He's like, there's nothing happening in there. So I was like,
you have enough room. Don't worry. You have enough room.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
You're very lucky.
Yeah, no, and the way that it happened, I mean, I couldn't invest for it. I mean, like, if I had to go through an injury, I'm grateful that it happened the way that it happened. My first question for you is, take me back to the beginning of your fisting journey. Like, what sparked your interest in fisting, and how did that evolve into making content? And was there a specific moment that you realized, like, hey, like, fisting is my thing?
Yeah. Okay. So I was like 19. No, I was 23, and I was with this ex-boyfriend. He always wanted to play with my hole, but we were very young. I was 23, he was 19, and he just wanted to expand my limits.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like aware, like he wanted to fist me. I don't think he was aware that he wanted that. So when we broke up, I was like devastated after 4 years. So I was like 27. I remember I met a guy back in Mexico City, And this guy was like super short, very small hands, very, very small hands, like kids' hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was like playing with my hole, and he was like, it's nearly inside. And I was like, I don't feel any kind of discomfort, so go ahead and put it inside. And he did. I just felt something amazing, the best orgasm in my life. Well, one of the best of many. I was like, I just came in that moment. I was like, wow. And I was like, I need to repeat this. So I did it, but like in random moments, it was like I was not planning to get into fisting. I don't think there was like a community. I was not using Twitter. I was not watching porn because I don't watch porn. That's not
Right.
my thing, believe it or not. And
I just make it.
yeah, and so I moved to Barcelona, and then it happened the pandemics, and we were bored. We were in lockdown. So my husband, still husband, but ex-partner, I was like, hey, we need to spice things up. So
Yeah.
can you try to fist me? So
Yeah.
that's how I started.
Okay, cool.
And
It is an
yeah,
addiction. It's an addiction all by itself.
I mean, at that moment, I just wanted to like do something else.
Yeah.
I didn't. It wasn't part of my identity, not
Mhm.
at that point. So it was just something else.
Yeah. Something to try.
Yeah.
So what did you love most about it? When everything clicks, what's the part that still gives you chills or makes you feel like the most like alive when you're getting fisted? What do you like the most?
Besides the orgasm,
Yeah. So,
I think I just got to a point in my life that I just accept my body, accept. I'm not submissive. Actually, I'm not. I like
mhm.
to be in control, and I like to people please me, but I like the other person, my partner, my sexual partner, enjoys with my whole, with me enjoying.
Yeah.
So that's what I like the
I can
most.
tell you I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite videos of me topping actually.
Oh, really?
The lighting is like perfect and like it's like super hot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I remember. Yeah, I
Yeah, it
have
was super
that
fun.
video on my phone
Yeah.
just to watch it sometimes
It's
because
super
now
hot.
I watch porn. I have to watch the competition.
It's a little scary, right? There's so much competition now. It's like
Yeah,
I try not to think of it like competition, but it's like there's so many people that are it's just exploded. There's so many people that are fisting that it's crazy now. There's like
yeah,
every day there's somebody with a prolapse. They're
yeah,
starting
yeah.
younger. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I've seen guys around 18, 19.
I
Wow.
know. I remember when I was different. So So I know you went through a lot in 2022. Like you mentioned to me, like the divorce, job loss, losing loved ones, your perforation. There's a lot for one person to go through in a single year. And so,
Yeah.
how did you keep yourself going through all of that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I struggle a lot. I tried to kill myself because it was too much. It was too much. I tried to kill myself, but I got the help I needed with my psychiatrist and psychologist.
I'm so glad.
And I mean, it was just, yeah, it was like depression, but I got like a meltdown, and I was like, yeah, I just tried to take a bottle of G,
Yeah.
whole bottle of G,
Oh my
but
God.
at that point when I almost did it, my ex-boyfriend, he saw me and he was like, "No, what are you doing?" And he stopped me. But I
Good.
was like, I was convinced to do it.
I mean, I get it. I had like the worst year of my life last year. I had so much bad shit happen to me last year. I mean, I also had like a not an attempt, but like ideations basically because it's like it just felt like I got arrested. I went through a breakup. I caught a skin infection from my dog.
I remember that. I remember, yeah.
It was like, and then like I'm trying to think, like there was like, and I was just honestly waiting for the colon perforation to happen. I figured I'm like, this will just top off 2024. Like if I get perforated or whatever, and then I got diverticulitis and I almost lost my colon. I had MRSA in both legs. It was like I can't handle this anymore, and it was just one thing after another. So I get where you're coming from because I too also felt like I could not see a way out of it. I couldn't see a way out of
I mean, I've struggled all my life with depression, and also uh, because one of the first questions I can remember making to myself. It was like, what's the purpose of life? So I still cannot answer that question. I don't know what's the purpose in life. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know where I'm going to. So at some point when I was in the hospital, I was like, okay, this happened to me, and well, I have two options: cry about it or just try to live. And that's what I do every day now. Like I
Yeah.
try to live day by day, and that's it. I have good days and I have bad days. I'm not thinking like I want to kill myself, but I question like what's the point of living?
Yeah. No, dude, I question what I mean, like, especially after my injury, it's been like I spent so much time fucking around with my hole that like I don't have a ton of other hobbies. And so like my days right now feel so long, and they
Hmm.
feel so like because I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my free time because like
Yeah.
I was spending so much time fucking around my hole that like it just didn't really seem like I don't really know. So I'm trying to develop new hobbies and trying to figure out like what else I can, who I am outside of that. And so it's
Yeah,
like,
but also because in your case it was like your like full-time job and also your sex life and also your identity. It was like in my case I have another job, so that makes me like have something to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of banking through like I'm kind of throwing myself into podcasting. I'm throwing myself into like editing older content, getting all that stuff taken care of, and trying to find like creative ways to be or other outlets to be creative so that I can feel like I've got something going on. So
Yeah.
yeah, so well that's I'm glad you're still here. I'm very glad because I want a round two with you. So you let me see. Let's get into a little bit, however much you're comfortable, the medical stuff. Like what
Hmm.
happened exactly with your perforation, and when did you realize something was very wrong?
Okay. So it was October 7th. I was playing with a friend. It was around 7 in the evening. He was trying to go like deep. We took some drugs, but we were not high. I mean,
Yeah,
we were okay. And at some point, there was a little bit of blood. It was not too much,
yeah,
but enough to say like, okay, I'm gonna take a break. So I went to the bathroom to douche with cold water,
as we all do.
and yeah, exactly. And the water stream was fluctuating. At some point, I felt like a terrible pain, like I screamed like a lot. And this guy, he's a doctor, and he was like, "What the fuck? What is happening?" And I was like, "I don't know. It just hurts me a lot." I was like, I couldn't even think, and he helped me. He gave me some Advil and I remember a Valium just to chill. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it was a Valium to chill. And after like 30 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm okay. No
yeah.
pain at all, but I was feeling like I have a fart inside of me. Like I have a huge fart. And so I went back home walking because I was close
Yeah.
by, and I tried to poop, like to see if there was like blood or lubricant or something. Nothing came from my hole, and I was like, okay, I'm going to sleep because I needed to wake up very early to go.
I remember because you work really early. You're a pastry chef.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I remember because your hours are very like you're like awake when I'm just going to bed usually.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. So it was like midnight, so I was like sleeping. I woke up at 5, I think. I took the train. I was working and I was having this like feeling that I need to fart and
mhm.
I cannot fart. And at some point I was like deep inside, like something's wrong. So I went back home and around 4, yeah, it was after lunch. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm getting scared. So I called the ambulance. They told me like, oh no, you need to go to by yourself to your nearest hospital. So I went to the nearest. It was not a hospital. It was
Yeah,
like a,
clinic.
yeah. And at that point, I was like just screaming. I was in pain from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. I was like three, like in the scale from 1 to 10 pain. I was 3 to 20.
Yeah, I know
It
the
was
feeling.
incredible. but I didn't have fever. I was like just like sweating a lot, but also it was that day it was very hot. So around midnight, so almost more than 24 hours after the injury
Yeah.
happened, the doctor told me like we need to go to surgery right now because you're like in very very bad shape. And I remember he told to the nurse morphine. If he asked for morphine, more morphine, 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 and I was like in heaven. Like
Because you didn't have
after
any
the
pain.
no, 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 no. But I was like very high on morphine. So when I was like signing the papers to get into surgery, he told me like you're very in a very bad shape, like you're nearly dying. And I just thought like, oh, okay, I'm gonna die, and I felt relieved. I was like, okay, that's it. I just remember I saw my ex partner, and I thought this is very emotional to me because I really still love that guy. And I just remember he's going to be very sad. And I didn't thought about my friends or my dog or my cat or my family. I just thought about him. Like he's going to be very sad. And I was
Ew.
okay. And I I was okay with dying. I didn't feel any kind of regret. I didn't feel like it's unfair or I need to live more or no, I was okay. I was
I
okay.
called I called my grandma and my mom and my best friend before I went into surgery just to say goodbye, just in case, because I was
Yeah.
like, I just wanted to tell them like what was going on, and I called my grandma. I remember telling my grandma I was like, I'm like I'm going in surgery and it's like really serious, and she just told me she loved me, and like it was really I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
It was really scary, and I called my best friend and I just told him to take care of my dog.
I mean I because I was in so much pain that I didn't have the time to think about anything. It was just I don't know, just I was in pain.
Yeah,
The only thing I remember for those last 6 hours, it was just pain, 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 pain,
yeah,
and just remember that I thought like I made the pieces with that, and I was okay.
yeah. It's so scary because we're so young.
I mean, yes, but that changed my perspective in life. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not scared anymore. I don't want to be in pain before death.
I guess what I've kind of discovered is that there's a discussion that starts when one of us gets injured that feels like there's all of a sudden there's this big kind of like shift in the discussion about fisting. It goes from how extreme you can go to being cautious again.
Hmm.
There's when one of us who's alone gets injured, whatever. I don't think people realize exactly how I didn't realize how devastating it was going to have to be to stop doing the thing that defines my identity. So, what was it like for you to have to pause play, filming, and all that during recovery?
Okay, when I just gave up for the first 8 months after the injury because I got what's the procedure called?
A
Well,
reset?
basically they told me like you have like 5 inches space. No, it was like 2.5 inches um left, and I was like, okay, like I cannot put even a finger.
Yeah.
So I was like just trying to resign myself to wait until the reconnection surgery. But when I broke up with my ex, I was like, okay, I'm gonna play with my hole by myself. So I had like a 10 inches dildo. So I'm gonna try to feel like I
What I
wanted
can.
to explore. Yeah, I wanted to explore. So, but I just realized like I could like it fits like 10 inches. So they lied to me. I've been not playing with my hole for 8 months just because they lied to me. And, yeah, I was like super happy. Like I can play. I can do some. I can do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I started just fucking like with small dicks or medium dicks. And
Yeah.
they were like these people. They were like very helpful because they were very patient. I was still wearing the colostomy bag, and I don't know,
Which
just
doesn't make you feel sexy. I mean, like
well,
for me at least, it doesn't make me feel sexy.
I mean that's a whole issue. That was a
Yeah.
whole thing. I'm just so what's the word? I'm just unhappy with the fisting community in Barcelona because they were in general not empathetic to me, and it's sad because that could happen to you
Yeah.
because you are into fisting, and you could be the one that caused the injury, or you can be the one that it's been injured.
Yeah.
So a lot of people rejected me when I was wearing the colostomy bag.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
at some point, it's understandable that could be a shock, but I was like, hey, you can still play with my hole. I mean, of course, I'm not going to go deep because in my case, I cannot go deep. I have only 10, 12 inches depth, so I cannot go further.
Yeah.
But now it's like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm very happy. I'm lucky. And I feel a lot. I
Yeah.
feel a lot with my hole.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get shunned for this. I know when I say this publicly, but like I got fisted last night again, and it's only been like 12 days. But like my surgeon, I met with my surgeon, and he told me that I could fist again if I wanted to try. That he left me significantly longer than they left you, and so
Hmm.
he's like, you're good for like at least like 18 to 24 inches. He's like, I didn't touch you until like way far inside you. He's like, you can still prolapse. He's like, blah blah blah. I started crying in the I started crying because I couldn't believe that he was telling me that. And then last night I got fisted for the first time again, and it was just a hand. And I was like, I started crying again because I was just like, I literally never thought I would feel this again. I
Yeah.
was so convinced that I wasn't gonna feel it again. And so for
Yeah.
me, like just a hand in my butt, if that's all I can do for the rest of my life,
It's okay. It's
it's okay.
nice.
It's
It's
okay.
nice. It's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty wild, but I can't believe that they shunned you or like they were like weird with you. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking.
And you know what's crazy? Because I mean, maybe this is just my imagination or not, but I started creating content in 2022, and I reached my peak in 20, at the beginning of 2023. So I know a lot of people around here or in Barcelona. Uh, they wanted to meet me because suddenly you are like someone quote
Oh, I'm
unquote
familiar.
famous,
I'm
right?
familiar.
So just to put someone in your list, so I was having like I was not struggling trying to have sex or get fisted. You know, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use the apps. Oh, you're the guy from Twitter. I want to fist you. I want to try or whatever. So
Yeah.
I was like enjoying that phase of fame. So when I got injured, like people were rejecting me, and I was like, I cannot believe that 6 months ago, 8 months ago, you wanted to fuck with me, you wanted to fist at me, you blah blah blah, and now it's like, no, that shocks me. Oh no,
All it is,
maybe I'll wait until you get your surgery.
and then those are the people that you don't want to play with afterwards.
Actually, because I have very good memory. That's one of my superpowers. I
Yeah.
don't forget.
Okay.
And uh, I remember a couple people. It was like, if you don't want me now, don't look for me in the future,
Yep.
because
Yeah.
fisting is not about just be there with my legs spread and open my hole open. It's like trust. I need
Yeah.
to trust in my partner. I need to know the other person is going to like respect my limits. So
Yeah. I know, and that's exactly how I feel like that about friendships. I feel like this has taught me about who my real friends are. Because all the people that have shown up for me, like, I mean, my ex who's sleeping in bed with me or bed behind me, like he's stepped up so much and like just been like there for me. We had like kind of like a falling out, and then he heard what happened to me, and he just came over and started cleaning my bathroom and has been here with me, helping me, and a support system for me. And it's been really kind of some of the people that in my past were like my ride or dies, like my best friends, haven't seen me since this happened or won't see me. And I'm just like, I almost died, yo. Like, it's like, if this is, you were never my friend to begin with. And so if a near death experience isn't enough to bring somebody to the table, then I don't want them in my life.
yeah.
It taught me a lot about who my real friends are and who was just here for HungerFF.
Hmm.
And so, like, you know what I mean? So did you feel any pressure while you were injured to keep up like an online presence, or like, did I know how the community in Barcelona responded, but how did the fisting community in general respond to you?
Oh no, the actually the like it uh like a lot of people reach me through my DMs and on Facebook because I wanted to be like I want to speak about this. I wanted to speak about this issue because people needs to be aware that this could happen, and there's no shame in it. It's like, mm, if you're like someone that goes to the mountain and ski, they know accidents can happen, right?
Yeah.
So we should be aware of that. I know a lot of people shared their story to me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's been kind of
So
amazing.
it was like, why are not we talking about this? And a
Yeah.
lot of people told me, like, you're very brave to share your story because I was not able to do it by myself.
Yeah.
And you feel lonely. Of course, I didn't share my whole story with every person in my every day. I just lied.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I got cancer.
Oh, really?
Sorry, but I was like, I cannot explain how this happened. Like, I was like,
I
yeah, I got cancer.
I told my mom the
Sorry,
truth.
sorry.
I told my mom. I told my grandma. I didn't tell my grandma the truth. My grandma thinks it was a result of my diverticulitis, but I told my mom the truth, and my mom was like, been super supportive. Like, we actually had our first conversation about fisting since this happened. Like, and she listened to my Howard Stern interview, and she's like, do you really do that? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I made that. I'm like, mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I can have this conversation with my mother because she's very open to sexuality, and she's like a cool mom. But I mean, it's like
You don't want
I don't want her to picture me getting fisted, you know?
my mom. So they during the Howard Stern segment, they played audio of me getting fisted.
Oh my god.
So my mom heard the whole thing.
I know my mother, she knows I do porn, but she doesn't know exactly what kind of porn.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's wow. I mean, like, it was actually kind of a relief to finally have this conversation with her, because it's like I've been dancing around it for so long, and sort of like finally have like a candid conversation with her about it, and it was like kind of a relief. It actually made us a little bit closer. So
Okay,
so
great. That's great.
yeah. So you just had your reconnection surgery recently. I'm still in the early stages of recovery, and I will be honest. I mean, I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to figure out like what my next couple months. I'm trying to find, like I told you earlier before we started recording, like I'm trying to figure out like what to do to fill my days, and like
Mm-hmm.
figure out like what my next couple months are going to look like for me, because I have content filmed but not a lot, and like I have other projects I'm working on. I luckily have this, but I'm scared about, like, I know that like when they did the cut on me, like they had to cut my abs in half, and so I have a scar down my belly button, from my belly
Okay.
button down. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
they're gonna do, I don't know what your reconnection was like, but I mean, I convinced my surgeon to do hand stitches instead of staples, and
Mm-hmm.
so he's gonna have to cut me open again a second time down this
Yeah.
different. So it's like I'm gonna have scarring on my belly. What's something that you wish somebody had told you early on in your recovery after the surgery that would have made the road a little bit easier for you?
Well, I had to figure out everything by myself, actually, because every case is different. Every case is different. So, I mean, I can give you some advices, like how to eat. In my case, I was like super concerned about um, farting,
I
because
mean,
when you fart through your stomach, it makes like it's very noisy.
yeah.
So I use the public transportation. I use the train, I use the bus, I use the subway, and I don't know, for some reason I mean, I'm okay with people watching me online with my hole open, but it's not okay for me like farting. That embarrasses me. And I mean, I for more than a year I avoided to eat like beans or popcorn or
When I
ice
drink
cream
soda,
or whatever.
I drink so much soda. It's like it's all carbonation, and it's always just like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, the things about how to take care of your skin, because that can make that caused me a lot of issues with my skin. Yeah, but I mean, basically, I was okay. I was kind of happy that I I was not pooping. I don't know that. I know this is weird, but I just remember when I was a kid. I don't know. I don't know what was my. I don't know what I was thinking. But when I was a kid, I thought I was the only kid in the whole world that was pooping. I don't know why, and I just hated to poop. I hated to poop. So in some way, my child fantasy came true. So I was like happy not to go to the bathroom. And also, when I started to fisting again, I didn't have to like douche.
Yeah.
My hole was clean all the time.
Yeah.
So I was,
It's kind of like you get
I
a
was,
pussy all of a
I,
sudden.
I was ready all the time. So I mean that, yeah, that was something good. I miss to have my butt clean all the time.
All the time.
Yeah,
Have you noticed
but
that one thing I'm concerned about is that like what cleaning out is going to be like afterwards?
it's, I mean, to me, for me, my body, it's the same,
Okay.
completely the same. Yeah, I'm just more careful uh with the
The nozzle.
water pressure. Yeah.
That gives me some hope because I know that like for me I've been like really nervous about like what it's going to feel like to clean out again. I'm afraid to push and like
I'm afraid to push too.
yeah.
But also I've noticed that my cleaning is quicker than before, probably
Oh,
because I have less colon. Yeah.
yeah. My doctor told me I can even prolapse now and I'm just like I'm afraid to do it because just he's like there's no danger. He's like you're not connected. He's like it's different muscles and so like but it's still just
Mm-hmm.
like the idea like scares me.
But you still have the feeling, right? Like you want to poop because that happened to me sometimes. Like, oh, I feel
Yes.
like I want to poop, but there's nothing coming out from there.
Exactly. It's really weird. That happened to me last night. Like as I felt like a little like gas in my stomach and I felt like I
Mm-hmm.
needed to take a shit and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't do it. I was just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's so weird. It's really strange. So anyways,
I
that's
just well, what I want to tell you is like your case is better than mine, so you will be fine. Don't worry. Don't stress about it.
yeah.
Like
I
in
supposedly have my reversal surgery in 5 weeks.
that's great. For me,
Yeah.
took a year. That
Yeah.
was because the healthcare system here in Spain it was for free, but I had to wait.
Yeah, my surgeon told me he's like he heard my Howard Stern interview and he's like I don't know where you got this 6 month heal time bullshit. He's like I told you 4 to 6 weeks, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like he's like the longer that we wait, the more scar tissue is going to develop, and he's like and that's harder for me to work with. He's like I'd rather get you reconnected as soon as possible, and I was like. I had to kind of convince him. I had to convince. He's like, "I'm going to staple you." I said, "No." I said, "He's like, I don't want to have to open you up again." And I said, "Well, I would rather get opened up again like because he can do the staples laparoscopically,
Mm-hmm.
but he told me that if he opened me up, if he does the hand stitching like I requested, then he has to open me up again, like cut
Yeah.
me open again. And I would rather go through a longer heal time after the surgery again to have hand sewing than a shorter heal time with staples.
Yeah.
And so I told him that, and he's like, I'm gonna have to read my textbooks again. He's like, I haven't done it for like 10 years. He's like, but he's like, I'll do. He's like, I'll read it again, and it's been pounded in my brains. Hopefully, he said there's a greater risk for complication. For me, it's
May
like,
I
yeah,
may
go
I
ahead.
ask why are you deciding in this way, like the hand stitching and not the staples?
Because I'm so deep and
Mm-hmm.
like I don't want to run the risk. I've fisted guys where I could feel the staples inside them before,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't want that. I
Mm-hmm.
just and so like and I know that if you hand sew them back together, the stitches I think dissolve, and so you're
Okay.
just left with kind of like the same track that you had before. So, um, I just kind of
Yeah, a guy told me like I don't remember his name. He was from North Europe. He reached me through Facebook and he advised me the same, but basically I didn't have a choice.
yeah
The doctor told me like no,
yeah
like staple.
yeah. My doctor's like super fisting friendly and like he knew who I was before he operated on me, and so like he's like I really lucked out like because he did the actual initial surgery and in with he cut me in a way that he would be able to reconnect me in a straight line
Mm-hmm.
like rather than like a kind of like a T shape like that he normally does. He
Yeah.
said that he's like I'm going to do it differently than I normally do. He's like because I want to preserve your ability to get fisted, and I was like right place, right time, right doctor, like right conversation. Like I'm
Yeah,
just like
that's
really
so
really lucky.
nice.
I'm really lucky. So
Yeah.
and I know that, and so I'm not when I get my butthole back, I'm gonna take it seriously and not take it for granted like I feel
Yeah.
like I have been. So did your relationship with fisting change at all during this experience, or the way you connect with it either emotionally or spiritually? Did it change after you went through this traumatic experience?
I'm just conscious, more conscious. Like before, I knew there was like a risk, but like every risk, you always think that that's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a small guy. I'm short, so I think I'm 5'7", 5'7". So I was like pushing myself too much because I wanted to be at the same level of other content creators.
That's the problem with content today. That's what I think is like it's like this competitive fisting with other content
Yeah.
creators. And it's like, I don't know where it comes from. I think it's a subconscious thing that just happens within our brains, like that we want to emulate what we see on the internet. But we have to keep in mind that our body is unique, and
Yeah.
it's what that's what I'll tell you. So one of my biggest frustrations is that guys that always want to go to the armpit on me, because
Mm.
that doesn't feel good to me, really. It's like,
Okay.
it feels okay, but it doesn't feel, there's a fear in my brain, and there's an uncomfortable kind of like pressure sensation that I don't like. Like this part of the arm, this
Hmm.
part is my favorite.
Yeah.
And so like if that's all I can do forever, if that's like, I'm content with that, because that part of the arm feels so good. So like,
You know what's crazy? Like right now that I can be visit until like here,
mhm.
but sometimes I feel like they're going super deep, but they are not. It's just my body is like, I don't know why, but now I'm more sensitive.
Yeah,
So that's great.
that's cool.
But yeah.
Added perk, silver lining. Silver lining. So, um, what was I going to say? A lot of people keep their injuries quiet, and you and
Hmm.
I are not. So we did. So, what made you decide to be open about it and share your experience about it publicly?
Because there's no shame. I mean, it's a shitty thing, and we need to support each other. People contacted you, people contacted me, and they supported me because no one around me supported me in that way because they don't know.
Right.
I mean, my friends, they were there to support me in other ways, but these people, like, I don't know them. They know they know me
But they
because
share
the
but they
but
try.
they decided to share their trauma, and some of them told me like, don't worry, you will be fine, take care of yourself, take care of your body. If you need to talk to someone, don't hesitate and call me. I know you don't know me, but so
Yeah.
that's really, that's, I don't know, that's nice. I don't know, I just wanted to share my story because like, hey, I'm fine, I'm not going to do any more content. This happened to me. Be aware that this is something that happens, and just be aware, be careful.
Did you get any negative feedback from people on the internet? Because I did.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, that happens because you were like very fucked up on drugs. And I was like, actually, no. I mean, I did a little bit because yes, I use sometimes drugs, not all the time, but I don't lose control. I don't like to lose control. But that day in particular, I was not like high. It was like 30 minutes after my session started. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay. Yeah, people there just feel entitled to say things like this, like, oh, it's because
Crazy.
you were high, or
Yeah,
like,
people
no.
were like, "This is what you deserve for being so addicted to fisting," and I was like, "This is what I deserve." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, and it's just like it's. I was like baffled. I was like, but I kind of expected it a little bit. I mean, I have a reputation of being a casual drug user, and so it's
Hmm.
like people kind of immediately assumed that like it was related to that, and so, but in reality, it was not. It was like, and like I almost got to the point where I was like, it got so bad that I was thinking about uploading the security footage from my bedroom where I walked out of the shower and I was telling my friend what happened, just to kind of prove people that I was not
Hmm.
lying. I was like, but then I was like, you know what, even if I post this, they're not going to listen or not going to care. They're going to say what they want to say. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know what happened, and I know what my truth was, and I know exactly what was how sober I was when it happened, and how grateful I am that I was sober when it happened. That it wasn't some like I had to go to the hospital, fucked up, and like da, da, da. I was stone cold sober and went there and was able to kind of explain what happened and didn't have to like go through and I was also high while it happened. Like I didn't have to go through that, so I'm just really lucky and grateful for that too. So
I mean, there are like good people and there are bad people, and it just they're just bad people.
yeah.
Every time I have an opinion, I try to think to myself, is this like, should I share my opinion or not?
Exactly. Or keep scrolling, and I just keep scrolling. I very rarely, I very rarely have I ever like really aired a dirty laundry opinion about something or somebody, because it just doesn't feel necessary. it's like somebody's already having a bad day. Why are you going to take a shit on them?
Yeah.
Like it's like because
Yeah.
then I feel like it comes back to you like twofold. It's like if anytime I've done something wrong in my life, I feel like the karmatic justice comes back to me, and so like I'm trying to like even the scales and do something, turn lemons into lemonade and be like so
I mean, to those people, stop watching our content, please.
exactly.
If
Well,
you don't like fisting, stop watching it.
I'm always surprised. It's like the people that follow me, and I'm like, why are you following me if you're gonna take a shit on my fucking injury? Like, get out of here. Like, and I block them. I block them. Like, if you say you come into my personal space, which is my social media zone, and you say something other than sunshine and rainbows, like
Yeah,
you're not
yeah,
looking
yeah,
at
yeah.
it again. So I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about something happier. So you're a trained pastry chef, which
I
is
am.
really a cool contrast to fisting. And this is what I like about the show, because I like to humanize each other, like other performers, to kind of show like a little bit about what you're like outside of fisting. And
Mhm.
so has baking been a comfort through all of it, or how did that like impact your recovery? Did it give you something to do, or like
Actually, I forced myself to go back to like normal life after 1 month. I
Mhm.
was like, I need to go back to work and just live my life. I mean, that's my job, but it's my job. Sometimes I don't enjoy it because it's a very hard job,
Yeah.
physically speaking. But yeah, that keeps me busy, kept me busy. But yeah, it was challenging because I was like wearing the bag, but I just bought bailed on the internet, so that helped me to maintain the bag.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
My skin doesn't want to stick to the bag. Like the bag like is
your
always,
hair.
I'm hairy. Yeah, it doesn't want to stick to me, and so I'm like always like kind of like pressing it down like to try to get it to like readhere to me, and like I have to use those like stickers to go around it to like keep
Uh-huh.
it like,
Yeah,
yeah. So but it's
yeah,
sticking
yeah.
right now. It's sticking right now.
I mean, I changed the disc, the thing you touch every 2 days.
Me too.
That helped me. That helped me
Yeah.
because I wanted to change it like every 3 days. No, no, no.
Yeah.
It was sometimes it was just after 1 day of use, I needed to change it
Yeah.
and also shave. I mean, I'm not as hairy as you are, but I needed to shave and yeah.
Yeah. My surgeon told me, he's like, you got to keep shaving your chest. I'm like, no, dude. Let me show you. Did I show you what they did to me? Hold on. Look at this.
Show me, please. Show us. Uh, I mean, I've seen guys with that pattern. I mean,
I
it's
call it a
okay.
hair bra. I call it a hair bra. It's like just basically my tits are hairy. Everything
Yeah.
below me. It's so funny. It's like I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, good lord, what the fuck? It's like I'm hairy from the tits up.
I mean, after the surgery, I was like, I was not happy with my body because I lose like at that moment like 15 pounds.
I'm not happy with mine either right now. I hate my body right now. It's just I just feel like out of shape, like super chunky. I feel like chubby and like weird in like the wrong places.
But I mean, I think after 1 month or so, you can go back to the gym. In my case, my doctor told me, okay, after 1 month, you can go and start slowly, and then
Yeah, my doctor told me that he doesn't want me even lifting my water bottle. Like I have a big jug of water that I carry around with me, and he told me, he's like, I don't even want you lifting that. He's like, that's too heavy for you. And I was like, okay. So
okay.
I don't know how much longer that has to last, but he doesn't even want me. He doesn't even want me doing that. So one thing I wanted to ask: there's a version of us that people see online, and this is something that I wrestle with personally a lot. This presentation of ourselves that we put on the internet, like
Hmm.
it's a curated version of our lives,
Of
and like
course.
we want to show people like the good stuff, but it's I think important to humanize us and show that there's bad stuff that happens to us sometimes too, that we're surviving behind the scenes. Did you ever find it difficult to like kind of keep some of those parts in balance, like, or was it pretty easy for you?
Yeah, in my case, it's pretty easy because I just sometimes I just forget. Like, it's not like I'm not ashamed, of course, I'm not, but it's like that's my character, that's my persona, and I just forget. I completely forget. Once happened, I was in a club, in a very famous club here in Barcelona, and
Was it what club was it?
Apollo,
Barcelona?
Apollo, Apollo. No, no, it
Oh,
was Apollo, and I was just having a cigarette by myself, waiting for my friends, and a guy came by, and he was like, "Hey, hi." I was like, "Hi, are you Barcelona? Are you Barcelona fan? Are you Saul?" And I was like, Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I was like, no, but that was like, yeah. I don't know. That was the first time someone approached to me like, I know your content,
Yeah.
and well, basically, he told me like, oh, if you need someone to fist you, I can do it. And I was like, no, thanks. I'm just dancing. I'm having fun.
If you need someone to fist you, as if you don't have like a line already.
Another occasion, this group of friends, my ex-boyfriend friends, there was a very handsome guy, and he was being very nice to me all night. And at some point in the after party, my ex said something like, well, I don't know if you know, but Saul had an accident to this guy. And he said, like, yeah, of course I'm aware. I've been following you since the very beginning of your ex profile, Twitter profile. My jaw dropped. I was like, oh my
Girl,
gosh.
you have 50,000 followers. Of course somebody follows you on your journey.
I mean, I was like, yes, but that what I'm trying to say is like I'm not aware. I mean, I don't feel. I mean, I'm not aware. People knows me, but apparently people does.
Of course they do. You're super hot and you're super sexy.
I don't think it's for that reason, but I think it's because in Barcelona there's not many people doing fisting content, specifically fisting content.
Yeah.
There's just a few, yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe
I'm
because of that.
yeah. I mean, like, because I know you're right. There isn't really. I can't think of off the top. I know Tiago.
Yeah,
Um,
but he's a top. He's
yeah,
just a top,
yeah.
and he's super nice. I
Is
love
he?
him.
I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
so I just recently kind of like shifted my you know how we filmed. I just stuck cameras in the corners, right?
Hmm.
But he films only with a cameraman. And so like I passed on my opportunity to film with him because I didn't want to use a cameraman. And since then I've evolved and I'm comfortable using a cameraman now. So I'm gonna shift. This won't be like a big surprise question, but I'm gonna change the last two questions. I'm just gonna ask you. So like, what's next for you? Like, what do you see? What do you see? Like, do you have projects you're working on or collaborations you're excited about or anything going on in the future that you're like looking forward to? Either with relation to fisting or just kind of like in general, like
Look, I never planned. Like I started doing content because I needed an extra income, and I thought like, well, just a little bit. But when I realized like I was earning money, I was like, okay, I'm going to take more. I'm gonna take this more seriously. But then the accident came, and 2 days ago, I just decided like I'm going to start again because again, I need more money.
yeah.
I need more money. Summer's coming, so a lot of people comes to Barcelona for the festivals, for the weather, for the parties, for blah blah blah. I hope I
I'm
have.
gonna be on your list again.
I mean, yeah, please, but I'm not always like I don't know. I don't have like a defined plan.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
I
But
don't know.
I want to do more content, of course. Now that I'm single, it's also easier because when I was with my ex, even he knew, of course, he encouraged me to do porn because he told me once, like, if you're doing this for free, you're dumb. Like
Yeah,
you should make your OnlyFans or something, or just for fans or earn money. And actually, I was like, "Do you mind if I do that?" And he was like, "No. Like,
yeah.
if you want to do it, do it. At least get some money." And I
That's
was
awesome.
like, "Okay." So, uh, like, I tried to have common sense when I was with him. Like, he was my priority. So sometimes I had to decline, like, to make collaborations because I don't know, I had plans with him already, or I don't know. So now
Now you
I'm
can
single.
hear a free bird.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't need to give explanations to anyone. So if I want to make a collaboration at 2 a.m., I can go and make a collaboration. Or if I want to go for a weekend to somewhere else, I can do it.
I'm
So
so
I
happy.
hope I want to grow my account and my collaborations, but I don't think I want this to be my main job,
No,
my
trust me,
full-time
you
job.
don't. You don't.
No, no.
It's a blessing and a curse. It's like I love fisting and I love HungerFF, but it's also like made my life complicated in ways I never imagined. And so it's like
Yeah, for
so
example, now I just gave up to dating
yeah.
because it's not easy to meet people like understand that this is another job. Sometimes, I mean, probably happened to you. Sometimes, like I'm not in the mood, but I have a schedule to follow, and I just have a date with this guy. He already douche, and I just want to be in my
And
bed watching a
exactly.
movie, Netflix, and ice cream, but I need to go. That's that's part of my
It's a
job.
grind.
So
So
yeah.
where can people find more of you? Like drop your social media handles. Like where can people find you at?
Besides X,
Yeah.
I
You have a
mean,
job for fan?
if anyone wants to follow me on Instagram, but my Instagram is like just that's me, my
Yeah.
real me. Photos of my cat, photos of my dog,
The
photos with of me eating. I mean, it's not like yeah. I mean,
human side of you.
Saul dot Curiel. I will leave you somewhere
Yeah, sure.
there the Instagram account, and that's it. Those are my only
Are you
social
on Blue
media.
Sky?
I just opened the
Oh, Blue Sky.
account, but I
Okay.
need to finish it.
And you're on just for fans, justfor.fans/Barcelona underscore double FUN, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet. So thank you so much for doing this with me.
You're welcome. Thank you
I'm
for
like
inviting me.
I just super, super happy we got a chance to reconnect and talk. I think you're beautiful. I think you're amazing. I think you're inspiring. So I'm trying not to cry again right now because I'm just really glad that I think this was a really important conversation. And I think that hopefully people listen and,
If
and,
I
and
had the money, I would go to visit you for a long weekend.
yes, I have a feeling we'd have a lot of fun.
Now that I know you can play, and I can play.
It only took me 12 days. You guys, if you guys are enjoying the show, please like, follow, subscribe, share it with your friends. We are on Amazon, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify. The videos go live on HungerFF.com and justfor.fan/HungerFF at 8 p.m. on Friday nights. The videos are also available early on Spotify for subscriber access only as soon as I'm done editing them. Again, thank you, Barcelona Fun, Saul,
Thank
for coming
you,
on.
David.
Yeah, this has been really great, and I'm really excited to see you again soon. Bye. Thanks for going deep with me on HungerFF Presents Brolapse. If you're loving the ride, hit subscribe, drop a review, and share the fisting love. Follow me on social media at HungerFF for unfiltered updates and exclusive content. But until next time, keep it raw, real, and always hungry. I'll see you on the next episode.